glad you know it now. I tried to tell you last time you were home, but I couldn't.
Oh, Beth.
It isn't hard to think of, or to bear. Try to see it so. And don't be troubled about me, for it's best. Indeed it is.
Is this what made you so unhappy last spring, Beth?
Yes, Joe. I gave up hoping then, but I didn't like to own it. I tried to think it was a sick fancy. I wasn't sure. And when I saw you all so well and full of happy plans, it was hard to think that I could never be like you. And then I was miserable, Joe.
How could you not tell me? How could you shut me out and bear it all alone?
Perhaps it was wrong, but I tried to do right. I wasn't sure. No one said anything. And I hoped I was mistaken. It would have been wrong to frighten you all, with Marmee so worried about Meg and the twins, and Amy in Europe, and you so happy with Lori. At least I thought so then.
And I thought you loved him, and I rushed back to New York in my writing because I couldn't.
You thought that
You didn't, dearie? I thought it was so, and imagined your poor little heart full of lovelornty all that while.
Oh, Joe, how could I, when he was so fond of you? I do love Lori. He was always so good to me. How could I not? But he will never be anything more than a brother to me. And I hope that he will be, someday.
Not through me. Amy is left for him now, and they'd suit each other excellently.
Maybe now that Lori is in Europe too.
Maybe, dear, but I have no heart for such things right now. You must get well.
Oh, Joe, I try. But every day I lose a little, and I feel that I shall never gain it back. It's like the tide. When it turns, it goes out slowly, but it can't be stopped.
It must be stopped. Your tide must not turn so soon. 18 is too young, Beth. I'll work and I'll pray and I'll fight against it. I'll keep you in spite of everything. There must be ways. God wouldn't be so cruel as to take you from me.
I try to be willing to go, but...
Oh, Beth.
You'll tell Marmee and Father when they get home?
I think they'll see it without words, Beth.
Perhaps not. I've heard that people who love the most are often blindest to such things. If they don't see it, you'll tell them for me? I don't want any secrets, and it's kinder to prepare them. Meg has Lori and the babies to comfort her. But you'll stand by Father and Mother, won't you, Joe?
If I can. But, Beth, I don't give up yet. I'm going to think it is a sick fancy and not let you believe it's true.
I can't express myself, and I shouldn't try to anyone but you, because I can't speak out, except to my Joe. What I mean to say is that I feel it was never intended for me to live long. I'm not like the rest of you. I never made plans for my future. I never thought about getting married like you all did. I could never seem to picture myself except silly old Beth, sitting about at home, of no use to anywhere but here. I never thought about going away. And the hard part now is leaving you all. I'm not afraid, but I feel I should be homesick for you, even in heaven. Joe, do you remember that little canary we used to have that died and we buried it in the garden?
Yes, Beth.
And do you remember the little epitaph you wrote it? Here lies Pitt March, who died the 7th of June, loved and lamented sore, and not forgotten soon.
Don't, Beth.
What I mean to say is that we're like a family of birds. You're like a gull, strong and free, fond of the wind and the storm, flying far out to sea and happy just being alone. And Meg's the turtle dove. And Amy, she's like a lark, always trying to get to the clouds but dropping back down to her nest. Dear little girl, she's so ambitious, but her heart is good and tender. And no matter how high she flies, she'll never forget home. Oh, Amy, I wish I could see her again, but she seems so far away.
She will be here in the spring, and I will have you ready to see and enjoy her. You will be well and rosy by that time.
Oh, Joe, don't hope anymore. It won't do any good, I'm sure of that. You won't be miserable, but enjoy your time together. We'll have happy times, for I don't suffer much. And I feel the tide will go out easily, if you help me. Joe, do you want me to play something? Joe,
Yes, Beth?
do you mind if Meg has my piano? I promised it to her that time when I had scarlet fever, you know.